Hey everyone, I'm Rushlock, this is Marvel Heroes, and this is Beast, the first character to launch after the biggest update ever. And this video is going to briefly go over an overview of his power trees. So let's get to those here. We have the Brains tree, the Brawn tree, the Talents and Traits. So, Brains and Brawns. On TC, I leveled Brawn purely, with a little bit of Brains mixed in. And then on Live, I went 1 to 60, trying to focus more on Brains, a little bit of Brawn mixed in. Your first 20 levels, you'll kind of just take whatever powers you can unlock and get access to. And then in the 20s to mid 20s, your bar will be full, and then you can start picking and choosing more of a focus one way or the other. Hybridization is absolutely an option on Beast. My level 60 build currently is a pretty good mix between Brawns and Brains. We've got a Brawn, basic, Brain ability here, Brawn, melee ability doesn't have a Brawn tag, but it is in the Brawn tree. We've got brain-based teamwork ability, another brain-based teamwork ability, and our Sig is Brawn-based, and our Dash is Brawn-based. Pretty much a lot of hybridization here. I don't put this build out as like, this is the best build to go with by any stretch of imagination. This is just the build that's worked for my playstyle, and it got me through the Cosmic Trial. Without costume being rolled, a sub-level 60 team up, so it got the job done, and that's what most of these character overviews are going to be about for the powers anyway. But Brains, Bronze, try them both out, see what you prefer, and go from there. Especially for leveling. Until level 30, you're kind of just experimenting anyway. Then you unlock Unleash the Beast, his signature ability, where when you activate it, he'll do the 8 hits that it describes in the tooltip, but they kind of go into a small area. But if you're fighting someone like a mobile boss, Taskmaster, Hood, things like that, it can be a little challenging to get all the damage applied to your target. So you'll get used to it though. You'll pay attention to how you're positioning it. You'll learn the boss animations and when to activate your Sig. And then we're gonna go into talents and traits. So we have our 3 traits here. Beast archetype for offensive stats is a strategist, meaning he scales off of fighting and intelligence. He also has a base crit chance bonus of 3%. He has a momentum as a secondary resource, which for any Juggernaut players will sound very familiar. The more Beast moves and certain powers that he uses will generate momentum, and then other powers will spin that momentum. And then finally, his defensive trait, moving targets. His archetype is versatile, and this just explains how his defense focuses and how it scales and what it multiplies off of. He also has a health on hit as a passive, which is helpful as well. And because he's a melee combatant, he'll have an 8% flat damage reduction for incoming damage, which is helpful. So from level 32 and on, you'll start unlocking a row of different talents here. Going through Beasts, we've got Problem Solver. Whenever you use a brain power, all your other brain powers will receive a 1-second cooldown reduction. You can imagine if you're just, cycling through your brain power, it just feeds into one another. Blur of Blue gains +2 charges for Agile Tumble, which is your dash ability. And then finally we have Friends in High Places. It takes Grappling Hook Slam and turns it into Friends in High Places, which basically turns it into an Angel Team-Up, or Teamwork ability. It's kind of like a call-in, but the teamwork key will become relevant here in just a moment as we go to the next row. We have using Friends in High Places will make Bestial Beatdown's cooldown refresh. So Bestial Beatdown, it's kind of like a spender, or at least that's the role it fills for me, but it has a cooldown. So every time we use Friends in High Places, this resets. And you can see that when we have Friends in High Places as a teamwork ability, teamwork abilities have a 30% damage bonus when another teamwork ability is on cooldown. So my other one over here is Jean Grey's Psychic Implosion, which we gain from our next rank. We have Uncanny Acrobatics, which gives Savage Somersaults over here 2 charges, and allows the bleed effect from it to stack up to 2 times. Cooldown on the ability gets decreased by 1 second, which I think the base is a 3, so it becomes 2. Here we have Brains and Brawn. Using Bestial Beatdown above half momentum now reduces the cooldown of Brain powers by the same amount as it would Brawn powers. Talked earlier about Bestial Beatdown has a 2-second cooldown reduction for all your Brawn powers overall. You kind of see a theme here going on where several of Beast's powers cause other abilities to have a faster cooldown for them. So if you activate this one, this will start feeding other abilities, both Brains and Bronze. And if we take it with that early talent before, you could have 3-second reductions happening quite often. The option I've gone with here is Barrier Gadget turns into Psychic Implosion. So Barrier Gadget was here originally, but we've turned it into Psychic Explosion, which is a teamwork ability for Jean Grey Call-In. Has the same bonus synergy for teamwork abilities, where as long as the Angel one or high, Friends in High Places on cooldown, this one receives a 30% damage bonus. The previous row here, where we took the Bestial Fury cooldown on Friends in High Places use, also had Flying Ferocity turning into Blue Beatdown. Changes this ability here, which we'll show you here, into a Nightcrawler teamwork ability. What I don't know is, if 2 of your teamworks are on cooldown, does the third one gain a 60% damage bonus? I don't know. I'm not sure if that synergy bonus stacks or not. Hopefully somebody can put in the comments down below whether or not that's a thing. If it is, it might make me reconsider my choices here. But until then, this is what I've gone with. Our next row here, we have Barrier Gadget will automatically activate whenever you fall below 25% health. I'm not a big fan personally of the conditional procs, which is really strange. I really like passives, but for me to be below quarter health, I've already messed up, and it's nice to have the safety net. So if you're having survivability issues, or maybe you're playing this in the evening and you've got a lot of things going on in your home and you can't give your game full attention, this can kind of give you an extra out to stay up and stay alive. It's not a bad choice, it just doesn't work for what I'm using it for, or what I would use it for currently. Our next choice here is whenever you use a brain power, you gain the inspired buff for 10 seconds, you and your allies, which gives you momentum generation of 4 per second for, I think, 10 seconds? Yeah. And then your cost of your abilities is reduced by 10%. Now, with our brain powers already on our bar, here, here, and here, we have pretty good uptime for this. This is always going to be up with the abilities that we have selected currently. The last one is Leave None Behind. Procs off of your brain powers as well, but gives you kind of a defensive, health regen and bonus health. It kind of overlaps, in my opinion, with Intervention System. Both of these are defensive, survivability options. I think this one's kind of a mistake eraser. If you're not paying attention or something just catches you off guard, this will kind of come in and help you out. Or this one will always be up, with uptime if you're kind of leaning more towards a build that's maybe a little squishier and you need recovery as opposed to preventative damage. But in my playthrough of this build with Beast, I have found that I need momentum more than anything else, so I've gone with Inspiring Intellect. Now our final row, and this for Beast, will affect his signature ability. So these will add perks or benefits to his synergy or his signature ability. Relentless is going to give us that momentum that I was looking for before. I've tried out all 3 of these, and this is the one that I've settled on for my uses. Again, I was trying to find ways to get more momentum generation, and this was perfect for me. His SIG has a 30-second cooldown. This has a 10-second duration, so 1/3 uptime is fantastic. Raging Beast increases the cooldown by 15 seconds, but it also has a buff that lasts for 15 seconds. So again, he'll have 1/3 uptime. You gain a dodge chance, which is great for survivability. And then we go right back into that cooldown reduction theme. So both Brawn and Brain Powers will benefit from a 50% reduction of cooldown. Now, I found this kind of counterintuitive for my other choice because with the build that I'm using, I'm trying to bring back momentum. I'm trying to gain momentum. This would have me spending momentum even faster than I already am. That's what made me choose with this option over this one. It isn't a better or worse situation. It's just that for my fit, or my build rather, this is the one I wanted to go with. Last, we have Light Show. This is my least favorite option. There's nothing mechanically wrong with it. There's no bad basis for it. But it seemed like they didn't really know what to do with the 3rd slot, and they had the new Team Up Jubilee ready to go. It shipped with Beast, so this kind of got jammed in here from my perspective. I don't know this is a fact. It's just how it comes across to me. They didn't really have a 3rd concept to put to his SIG, so basically it's a call in for Jubilee. She comes in, does her Jubilee attack, and then goes away. But again, mechanically, nothing wrong with it. I would just rather choose either a cooldown reduction ability or the momentum generation from it. These two seem far more powerful to me in terms of utility uses. And then finally, he has a sprint for movement. This unlocks at level 10. It's his travel power. Everyone has these now. And then, of course, your med kit you'll hear. But that's Beast. Of course, he has his ult ability. Welcome to the Danger Room. Ults are pretty self-explanatory. You can read the tooltip. Use them in big boss fights. Cooldown. That's everything for Beast. As always, if you have questions, comments, if you'd like to share your build, please feel free to do so. Cannot stress enough, this as a disclaimer, This is not meant as this is your best option for build. This is just what I went with. It worked for me. It got me through the Cosmic Trial with plenty of time to spare. I was happy with it. Again, I might experiment with the Nightcrawler teamwork ability a little bit more. I'm not sure if that teamwork synergy ability stacks multiple times, or if it just want to alternate between two of them. I have no idea. So hopefully somebody in the viewership will know. But as always, if you have questions, comments, post them in the comments down below the video. You can join us on the Discord server. Stop by the live stream, all linked down below. There's a video that'll also be in the link down below that you can check out to act as a primer if you're coming back to the game for the first time. Again, thank you for being here. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you all next time.